And you ain't got no law. You let the white boy make the law for you. Democrats, Republicans, that's their game. Donald Trump showed you that's their game. Now it's time for blacks to create their game, which blacks are not strong enough to do that. J. Edgar Hoover said you cannot organize the black man in America. You can order Nigerians, Zulus, Kenyattas, they know who they are. The Negro do not know who he is. He don't even have his name. My name ain't my name. That's that name. When we left that slave plantation, we go over here to another plantation, our name changed to whatever his name is, whoever bought us. So now here we are right now in 2022 and we're killing one another. The white boy used to sell mama that way, sell a daughter that way, sell a son that way, and sell a husband that way. We fornicating with one another and don't even know it because we all kin. I'd never met him, never seen him, don't know nothing about him. But he come to look out for the children's. He's an advocate for the children's. He taught me about the and the hip-hops. There's mamas is dope fiends, grandmas is dope fiends. They ain't got no daddy, they ain't got nobody. And they just eat. We raised some from 2000, when it's 2000, when did you come down now? 14. From 2014, we raised some little boys. Now, right now, them little boys is the wolf game and the ape game, and they busting old in the ass and shooting them and taking their money. Because they thinking about how bad y'all done my mama and how bad y'all done me, so I don't give a fuck about shooting you and you can't tell me nothing. They don't have no OG. This next crew, this crew now that's, what is they, 14 years old? 14 years old.
Yeah, that's crazy.
And they dangerous. And they dangerous and they have no love. He taught me about them. I didn't know nothing about them. I knew about the Negro, the Afro-American, and just black, but I didn't know nothing about that nigga and the hip-hop. And I love them. And in 20 more years, they got babies. What is they babies gonna do?
It's bad.
If mama and daddy can't read, the grandma can't read, how the baby gonna read? And this is our race, this is our culture. That's really why I said there ain't no God. What did we do to you, God? That we on the bottom. We ain't got nothing. I watch Mexicans come to my hometown. I watch Mexicans come over there that can't speak a bit of English. But now all the Mexicans own the houses and they told them to rack the houses down and build brand new houses. I love the Mexicans. If the blacks watch the Mexicans and see how they become a culture, 10 of them can stand the house, then they are. Blacks can't get along from state to state. Blacks hate one another. Blacks is killing one another. It ain't never been like that. And when Charleston speak, he speak on negative things. He don't speak on positive things, he speak on negative things. And they don't understand one thing. The two that he into it with now, all they had to do was pay the mark, no mind, don't bite back, he ain't gonna say nothing. But you bit back, and when you bit back, then he bit you because you're a mark. You think you smart, you got $1 million, so you think you sharp. Now here you is arguing with a mark. Where you were supposed to pay him no mind, and he getting points off for arguing with you. Now you done made him big.
That's what happened.
Yeah, that's true.
He, to me, with the knowledge that he got, he could easily go to the United Nations and get blacks something to where they can open up their own business, their own tennis shoe factories, their own car dealership. The black man in America, the Negro in America, don't have nothing. And the Chinese said, I don't owe you nothing. The white boy, he owe you a job. I don't owe you nothing. Now, I own America. But the Chinese said, the white boy don't really owe you nothing. You need to stand on your own 10 toes and create your own. The little boy that just got fired from that tennis shoe spot, all he's supposed to do is show them he ain't dumb and he ain't ignorant and go open up him a tennis shoe shop and sell tennis shoes $10 cheaper than they do. They'll be out of business in a minute. Blacks don't have no mind. The black man is just a basketball man, a gold mine, a man, and a car. That's what he spent all his money on, and he ain't bought no land. So in 2022, you ain't got no land, you ain't got nothing. And you ain't got no law. You let the white boy make the law for you. Democrats, Republicans, that's their game. Donald Trump showed you that's their game. Now it's time for blacks to create their game, which blacks are not strong enough to do that. J. Edgar Hoover said you cannot organize the black man in America. You can order Nigerians, Zulus, Kenyattas, they know who they are. The Negro do not know who he is. He don't even have his name. My name ain't my name. That's that name. When we left that slave plantation, and we go over here to another plantation, our name changed to whatever his name is, whoever bought us. So now here we are right now in 2022, and we're killing one another. The white boy used to sell mama that way, sell a daughter that way, sell a son that way, and sell a husband that way. We fornicating with one another and don't even know it because we all kin.
The club that he got, the classic lady that he had, it's historical. So when I cut into him, I said, man, how can all these be around you and hear this and not take it and do nothing with it? So when I first met him, I had my 501c3, Hyped About Hype Youth Outreach. It had been recommended to all 254 counties throughout the state of Texas by the Texas Juvenile Justice Department. So when Pops showed me this paperwork. Pops used to have a club in the 60s and the 70s called Texas. A sign with Nigge on it. Nowhere in America can you find a building that has with a sign. So we had a club called Texas. So he literally sent paperwork to make Texas Nation, Texas, Nigger, a 501c3. He sent in the money and everything, and they sent the money back. And they told him that the word nigger is prohibited. So when I seen it, man, I ain't never met nobody that embraced the word nigger. Fucked me up. I thought he was the craziest in the world. I said, no, Pops. So I had been doing youth advocacy. I had been working on national legislation with some of the most prominent U.S. congressional members in this country. Man, from Ted Cruz, Senator John Cornyn, and that's when we was working, trying to get juvenile life without parole abolished. So I was working with the Campaign Fair Sentencing of Youth, and I was a part of a national organization called ICANN, Incarcerated Children's Advocacy Network. And so when Pop showed me that paperwork, I had just got the 501c3 game, right, to show people how to really do it. I had met Bart LeBeau at the time, who was the CEO of the Annie Casey Foundation. I had stayed at their house. He had given me this book to read that was called The Revolution Will Not Be Funded. And it breaks down what the nonprofit industrial complex, why it was created, and it was actually written by the council. A great read, by the way. So when I saw Pops with that, I said, man, this got to be the craziest in the world, Texas Nation. And I never knew nothing about the